Hey, good morning everyone. Coach Eric Orton here for another episode of Running with Eric. And it's the first week of March and we're expecting a little storm today. So the snow has started. I'm out on my favorite trail for a little strength run, and that kind of leads me into what I want to talk about today, about downhill running, early season downhill running, and IT band syndrome. And inevitably, come about May, I usually get phone calls and emails from local runners who maybe haven't been doing a lot of running over the winter. They've been doing the typical Jackson multi-sport activity, skiing, Nordic, a little bit of running. But what happens in May is the trails, like I'm out today, snow covered, start to melt out. So people are able to get out and hit the downhills, maybe for the first time or consistently. And inevitably they're calling and emailing because they're having IT band trouble. And our IT band runs along the outside of our leg between our hip and knee. And typically the symptoms are a little bit of pain and discomfort in the outside of your knee. So I want to kind of talk about that. So the vicious cycle that happens is typically we overstress the quad and underutilize our glute, and the stress to the quad creates tightness in the IT band and causes IT band syndrome that probably most of you have at least heard about, hopefully not experienced, but it can be pretty fickle. So today I want to talk about how to prevent it, okay? The prevention is different than once you do have IT band trouble, and that's a whole different episode that I'll get to. But again, today is about prevention, early season prevention. So what I do and what I have my coached athletes do is when they're out on a trail similar to what I'm out today, where it's just nice and rolling up and down, their early season workout might typically look like or sound like this, where I'll have them run strong on the uphills, build your heart rate to zone 3 through 5, be strong, and then once you hit the downhill, back your speed off, let your heart rate drop, and run as easily as you can downhill, focusing on good foot strike placement and good foot strike form. So with the foot strike, watch my run form video, or simply try this. Just simply jump up and down like you're jump roping and notice where you strike the ground in relation to your body and how you use your foot strike while jumping rope. The only thing that changes is once you land on that forefoot, you want the heel to come down. Don't keep the heel off the ground. Okay, so running downhill, it's a very subtle forefoot to flat foot. So running downhill, depending on the grade, it almost might feel like you're placing flat foot. But keep your strike underneath you, just like your jumping rope right underneath you. When you're running uphill, notice where you naturally strike the ground in relation to your body. That's where you want to strike the ground on the downhill. So you've got to take your ego out of this, and now you're trying to run as slow as you can downhill with good foot strike. And what that does is that eccentric loading where you land is very good strength training, but you need to do it properly. Okay, that's the key. You can't speed up, and the faster you go, the more you're forced to heel strike and brake. Once you do that, you're going way too fast. So slow it down early season, train this eccentric strength. It's wonderful, very, very good strength for how to appropriately fire your muscles. So how we land, how we strike the ground dictates how well we fire our muscles, good or bad. And keeping things underneath you, you're going to bring your glutes into it and cause what I call equilibrium, where not everything is going directly to the quads. You're using your whole leg for this eccentric landing. So try that. And again, this is early season prevention, and see it as strength training. So again, take the ego out of it, see how slowly you can go. You're developing muscle memory, and that's the key for any type of skill or technique is to develop the muscle memory. Through time, you're able to do it better and better and longer. So then you've practiced this in the early season, developed this strength, and then as you move into more of the meat of the season, now you can start speeding up because you've developed the strength required and the technique required to be able to speed up. Okay, and I'll talk more about that as my season progresses into the summer. We'll dive into all sorts of downhill techniques. So try that out, and again, be patient and use this time to work on the uphills. Let that be the workout. Let that be the strength for your cardio and your legs, and then slow everything down on the downhill and see how easy, see how relaxed you can make the downhill with good foot strike placement. Be honest with yourself, okay? Do it alone so you're not having to kind of keep up with others at that time. So I hope that helps. Again, practice, repetition. So, all right, that's it for now. I'll catch you next time, but it's time to hit a downhill. Let's go. Woo! Good slick snow. Woo! It's awesome. Whoa. Woo! Woo! There we go. Now back to the trail. Such a nice trail. I'm back. Bonus tip I forgot to mention. When we're practicing our downhill running nice and easy like we just talked about, think about cycling your legs as if you're bicycling downhill. This is going to help you lift your leg and help you complete your cycle, helping you to avoid overreaching with your foot. So a lot of times if we're overreaching, instead of placing right underneath us, we're going to reach out, and we still might have a good foot strike, but we're way out here. We want to keep it here. So by cycling the legs, keeps us right here and helps us to avoid that overreaching. So again, slow it down though. That's the main key, is slow it down so you're not reaching way out in front and braking. But cycle the legs to help avoid that. So awesome. All right, I'm out of here. See ya.